Good day, good day, good day. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, this stream is going to work better than it did last week when it kind of just died. Uh, I'm still not entirely sure why my internet just kind of stopped working, but in case that does happen, I do have a couple of backup plans that I might have to do. Today we are still going to be doing Sydney, Australia, because I do still want to do a live stream for it. From what I've seen, Sydney, or at least from the basics of what I've seen, Sydney, Australia is really pretty, and there's just a lot of cool stuff about it. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I do that as a live stream instead of just a recording. With that said, we are currently looking at a very distant picture of the Sydney Opera House, which, as a reminder, it is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it's obviously a really important place. And I think I said this last time, those like white pointy things, they're supposed to look like both sailcloth as well as seashells. So that part's pretty cool. Sorry, had a hiccup. And we are currently on, I think, a boat, but I'm not entirely sure. And also, just another reminder, this is a live stream, so, and I am using the internet, so sometimes pictures may take a bit to load. Last week they kind of just stopped loading it all, which again, I have a couple of backup plans in case that does happen. So right now I'm kind of just testing the waters, if you will. It's definitely going to be giving me some problems, but I will try to get on through it. So this is a satellite view from Google Maps. Personally, whenever my internet's working, I prefer this, just because I can get like a bird's eye view. But for now, I'm going to switch back to the regular kind. So I'm just kind of picking a random spot, and we are going to go there. I would say this is a really pretty picture, but the giant cigarette in front of the opera house is a bit off-putting. I do want to try to get a little bit closer. I think we can actually go inside one of them. So let's try that. And yeah, the Sydney Opera House itself, there's actually multiple buildings. It's not just one closed building. I don't know why I thought it was. Yeah, I don't really have many fun facts about the Opera House itself. Surprisingly, there's really not that much that's interesting about it. It just looked pretty and houses operas. Oh, that's a pretty bench. That definitely looks like it might be painful to sit on. Like, if there's any imperfections. And that just straight up looks like a personal treadmill. That transition though. I do love how Google Maps at least tries to make it feel realistic-ish. The transitions are really well done. Even if it's like just 5-10 feet away, usually at least some effort put into the transitions. Which, considering how many movements there are, I would assume it's just a computer-generated transition kind of thing. If a human tried to do that, that would take forever. Okay, this image was captured in 2014, so I'm assuming this was taken either early day or very late at night. Because there's just nobody here. And the kitchen is all closed. Let's see what else is around here. Yeah, with all those lines and those like V shapes, that's supposed to look like both a sailcloth as well as seashells. Which I guess I can see that, but also not really. Doesn't help that the picture's a little distorted. This kind of reminds, like, the picture of the windows next to the building, or in the building, I should say. It kind of reminds me of a knight's helmet. Not really sure why. I'm guessing it's because it's got that nose for days. I would love to be in a cruise that goes to Sydney. Yeah, okay. Tell me if you recognize what this is. This absolutely reminds me of that Pokemon from, I think, 4th or 5th gen. I think it's called like Shelmet or something, where it's just a crustacean in a helmet, like a knight's helmet. And that 1,000, these three buildings 1,000% look like that. Steps. I wonder why it's called the Man-O-War Steps. I'm assuming Man-O-Wars like to show up there. Like the jellyfish. Which I think I saw something where their tentacles can get up to like 50 meters or 50 feet. I don't remember which it was. But it was insanely long. They're also apparently one of the most poisonous animals on Earth. So, after 2 weeks, let's finally go to the second spot. So, this one in my notes I kind of just put as a government house. Because I think it doesn't really have a name as far as I know. Why is the government house itself temporarily closed? I mean, if it's a government shutdown, I guess that the government's part of that shutdown, I guess. Let's see, it's this direction, so I'm assuming it's that building? Maybe? But yeah, the government house itself, it's not like a parliament building. It's just the official residence of the governor of New South Wales. That's why in the map there's not really any place to go inside, because it's just a residence. It's a giant residence, though. Imagine Imagine having to be the groundskeeper for this much just empty space. That building looks kind of cool. That building looks like it would be in a vampire novel. Like, you know the kind of novel I'm talking about. I wonder if I can put this in. I'm sorry. Is that person wearing a bear hat? No, that's just her face. My bad. My bad. That is a centipede. There's that house I was looking for. It looks like if a prince wanted to make a castle, but then ran out of budget like halfway through. Like, they had planned to make this entire open area part of the castle, and this was going to be an inner courtyard. But then they were just like, you know what? We could do that, but how about we not? Curious what this is. Oh, it's just the courtyard area. Okay, cool. I wonder how much money gets thrown into that fountain every year. I doubt much. It's not that big of a fountain. Also, it's like in a residence, so I mean, if you're working at this residence and you throw coins in there, you're pretty much just paying people you work for just to be there. Imagine being the person that cleans up the coins, but then you throw the coins in, so you're just throwing the coins in just to have to pick them up, just to give them to another person. Oh, that'd be a nightmare. Although it'd be worth it if the wishing actually worked. Just saying. This is a pretty shot. But yeah, just like the Opera House, I didn't really have many fun facts about it because there's just not much to talk about, weirdly enough. There's like a lot of places in Sydney that are like that, because Sydney, like Australia in general, is comparatively new compared to a lot of other countries. They don't really have a lot of history that is like modern history. They have a lot of like Aboriginal and Native history, but like there's not a lot to talk about, if that makes sense. Which also, on that note, before I forget, modern Australia is like, so modern Australia, the modern people are mostly descended from convicts that were sent down to Australia. And whenever that happened, there wasn't really a whole lot of laws governing like labor laws. So much of Australia and even Sydney is founded on slave labor. The slaves being mainly the convicts, but also some native people. So there are going to be a couple times when I touch upon that. So just a heads up. Because that is just Australia's history. I don't really know what's over here. I'm gonna wander on over here. Is that a white van that I saw? Where's the white van? I don't know. There's the white van. There's two white vans. So, show of hands. Who has played the game Super Mario Odyssey? Because this building 1000% looks like Mario would be able to just jump from side to side onto the building. just wall jumping all the way to the top. And if not Mario, then definitely a stage in Super Smash Brothers. Like that, I don't remember what the name of that level was, but it was just a city. This definitely looks like it could be part of that. What is this architecture? Why though? Like, the first couple times I get it, but like, it just keeps going. No wonder there's a whole thing keeping it up. That's probably just construction. What am I talking about? I thought those were AC units for a second. I was just like, what is happening? Why does a giant building have AC units sticking out? Which, side note, if you live in an extremely tall building and you have an AC unit hanging out your window, you might want to move. Just saying. Palm trees. I was watching a YouTube channel called Game Grumps a while ago, which I'm subscribed to them. They're pretty funny. They were doing a game called GeoGuessr, which, if I can get it to work, I plan to do later on this stream, actually. Aaron is one of the Game Grumps, and Danny is the other one. But Aaron is originally from Florida, and every time that they would do a place that had palm trees, he would always guess Florida. And it was just very odd, because like palm trees are native to like everywhere that's near the equator, or at the least they're like grown everywhere that's near the equator. This is some cool street art. I always thought that graffiti itself was inherently illegal. Graffiti is not apparently inherently illegal. It's when you do it without the owner of the property's permission. If you have the owner's permission, then you're perfectly allowed to do graffiti. Look at this dude in the bike, taking a bike, and he's on the right side of the left lane. What is happening? Oh, right. Australia does the roads differently. But why though? Whatever. That's actually something that I do want to look at, because I am curious. I'm currently Googling it on my other screen, because I don't want Google to pop up on my screen, because I like my channel. I don't want it to be shut down. Left-hand driving was made mandatory in Britain in 1835. Countries which were part of the British Empire followed suit. This is why to this very day, India, Australia... I'm sorry. That is not how you spell Australia. What? Sorry. No. It's... Well, whatever. India, Australia, and the former British colonies in Africa go left. And in addition, Japan was never part of the British Empire, but they just decided to go left anyway, because why not? So there's not a reason, they just decided to do it. Cool. That was a fun use of my Googling. But I mean, hey, it's Google. You can ask it literally anything, and it might have an answer for you. Which, weird fun fact that has nothing to do with anything. I have a Google Nest Mini, because I got it for free because I'm a YouTube Premium subscriber. You should get YouTube Premium. Hashtag not an ad. And I had it look up a song for me, because it was just an earworm in my head. And I found out that apparently the voice for Google does not cuss. Just weird fun fact. The Museum of Syndney. which I think I have a couple of museums on my list. I don't have a single museum on my list. Let's go inside, assuming that it lets me. Also, I hope you like the music in the background. Like I say every time, I get it from a YouTube channel called White Bat Audio, and I think the artist is called. I almost called him Casey Anthony when I know it's not that. Carl Casey, my bad. Yeah. Ew, Shangri-La Syndney. I'm curious. I thought I read something that Shangri-La was real. I'm looking that up. It is not real. It is part of a book somebody wrote. On Hilton's 1933 novel, Lost Horizon, he changes the name of the paradise to Shangri-La. It's originally based on the Tibetan paradise Shambhala. But in his book he decided to change it to Shangri-La because, yeah. But, like, why not? Shambhala sounds a bit cooler. Oh, whatever. What? Right, the museum. I don't think this is the same museum, but I'm gonna go here anyway. This dude just entered the fourth dimension, and he was caught in 4K. Not really. This is more like 360. This dude just entered the fifth dimension. We don't even get to see any part of him. We've just accidentally stumbled upon a fourth dimensional entrance / exit. Wow. Great picture. Lovely. Fantastic. Great. Cool. On board. Let's go to the next part. So, weirdly, the Harbor Bridge has apparently a lot more history than the Opera House. Also, I'm typing slowly because I'm currently typing with one hand. Because I am sitting down and I'm too lazy to lift my other hand. Every time I see the name Cahill, it reminds me of this book series called I forget if it was the 29 or 39 Clues. I'm assuming 39 because it sounds better, I guess. It was like this anthology series that ultimately was only like 10 books. Where the first, 9, the books ended with them getting one of the 39 clues, and then the final book, they're just like, you know what, we're not gonna write 39 books, so let's just have them get every other, ingredient. Spoiler, I guess, for a book that came out, a decade or two ago. But yeah, the book had 5 different authors, because each author would take over for the next book. So I guess they just threw the last book together because they were just like, this is such a time commitment. And it's not even my own series. There are some famous authors that were part of it, though. Hold on, I need to look it up now. 39. Authors. There's a movie? What? Time out. Okay. The authors were Rick Riordan, Gordon Corman, Judy Blundell, Peter Larangis, Linda Sue Park, Margaret Peterson Haddix, Patrick Kamen, David Baldacci, Roland Smith, Jeff Hirsch, Natalie Standiford, my bad, Sarwat Chadha, Jenny Goebel, Jude Watson, and Gordon Corman. For a series that was like 10 books. Which, side note, the books are good. Go check them out. I am on a complete tangent. There's 5 spin-off series? Hold on, time out. I'm going out a complete tangent right now. There's the original books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 books, including a companion book of the original. Then there's the Cahill versus the Vespers. And there's Double Cross. And there's Unstoppable. And then there's the Cahill fight. Jesus Christ. Why is there so many spin-offs? The books were like 200 pages max. Okay, well, good to know. It's just a front. They're all just selling drugs. They just need books to be able to hide it. I'm completely joking, by the way. Do not take that seriously. Five spin-offs for a very basic book about children finding ingredients for a thing that does a thing. I don't even remember what it did. It was just like something about world domination or whatever. Like the different parts of the family had like something special about them. Like some were like incredibly smart, some were incredibly devious, some were incredibly like strong or athletic or whatever. It's just like, how is there 5 spin-offs? I'm gonna go to bed still thinking about that. I thought that said Sus Lane. I was just like, what has Among Us done to us? For those who don't know, Among Us is a game that is played online where you ultimately try to find the traitors who are trying to kill everybody. Yeah. YouTube it. They can explain it way better than I can. Or you could just watch videos of people playing. Let me know in the chat. Would you want me to play Among Us? I'd probably be playing with a bunch of randos, unless I can try to get some of my friends to play. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you'd want me to watch that. Or if you'd want me to play that. It'd be pretty easy just to join a random lobby and then just play. This is this could be on a postcard. I'd pay a full 5 cents for this postcard. But yeah, remember I said that there's history in this bridge? It was originally built in 1932, and the locals call it the coat hanger because apparently it looks like a coat hanger. It's going to be that bridge all the way down there. So let me try to get a wee bit closer. Actually, I'm going to try to get like a sepia. Okay. I can't tell anything that's happening here. This is definitely just a show boat. Like, there's definitely not a place where people go to actually go on a boat. This is definitely just a show boat. Which also, for those who live in Missouri and are like close-ish to Branson, Missouri, I definitely recommend checking out the showboat Branson Belle. Not an ad. I've just been there once and it was really fun. There was a woman who was playing violin while also playing on silks. So, yeah. I did not get seasick, which I was incredibly impressed by. But yeah, this bridge, it's a coat hanger, I guess. I'm off topic. But yeah, at its peak, it's 134 meters above the water, and you can book a tour to walk all the way from over there to all the way up there, and then back down again. Yeah. There's also apparently a tunnel underwater, I think, where you can just drive under there. I'm not sure if I would want to though. I also could be completely misunderstanding that, but based on what I could find, there's a harbor tunnel that helps with the congestion. But no, with that tour to walk all the way to the top, I would rather they just gave me like a parachute or a hang glider or whatever, and I will just go to either side. I'm not walking back down that. I am solid. So let's go to the next place. Queen Victoria Building. Also, I just realized if I sound tired, I apologize. I just started a new job like a week-ish ago. It's tiring. I'm not telling you where I work because some of you know the general area of where I live. And I don't really want you showing up at my job just to say hi. Honestly, I might even get in trouble if that happens. She is entering the 5th dimension. She is just walking on the 3rd dimension as if it's just nothing. And then he is definitely her courier. No, he's her caddy. She's playing golf in the 5th dimension, and she just happened to show up here in the 3rd dimension. I love that staircase. Does it lead to anything? It does. Don't know what's up there, though. I really, really want to know what's up there. I don't care enough to Google it, though. But yeah, the Queen Victoria Building. It was originally built as a market hall between 1893 and 1898. So this giant building was originally a market hall, and then I think it's a shopping mall now. And I'm assuming it's not just one crazy rich person's like their own personal shopping area. What is this? It's a clock. But what is this? I don't know why, but it looks like it's made out of Legos or like styrofoam. What's this? Height warning, I guess? That's a lot of stuffed animals. So I'm gonna try to get an outside shot because there is a central dome that's apparently incredibly famous. Oh, and also for those wondering, the .au, that's just .australia. Weird fun fact. Whenever your computer is geolocated, that means it's what it sounds like. Your computer is just based on the different servers that you're closest to, and assuming that you're not using a VPN, it automatically fills out whatever country code that you are in. So technically, whenever you type in an address, like say that you use Facebook, it's actually facebook.com/US in the United States, I think. But your computer just automatically fills it out for you. Same thing if you like live in Australia and you have a computer that's geolocated in Australia. Also, and I don't know why this wasn't common knowledge, whenever you type in a website, unless it's like very poorly optimized, you don't even need to put in the www. You just need to type in the website itself. There are some, like I said, that are like very poorly optimized to where you even have to put in the HTTPS stuff. But yeah, most of the time you don't even need the www. I completely left the Queen Victoria building. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Oh, I was talking about how tired I am. Yeah. I'm tired. I apologize. Ooh, they looking at the camera. This not a candid shot. Ooh, they looking at the camera too. They're looking at the camera. Somebody definitely yelled cheese. There's too many people looking. Food. Those look delicious. I want every single one of them. Except for this one. This one looks like pie. I don't like pie. This one looks like an absolute nightmare, and I want every bit of it. I don't even know what's going on up here. This is definitely inspired by Dr. Seuss. This one does look good. I can't get over it. Ooh, when life gives you lemons, you put them on display. There's a lot of like 4th and 5th dimensional beings that are just walking around Sydney. Sydney, are y'all okay? Do we need to talk? Do we need to bring you back down to your 3rd dimensional forms? Google, I'm gonna need you to work with me, please. We're trying to expose these 4th and 5th dimensional beings. There's another one right in front of us. There's a bunch of them. They know what we're talking about. They're pulling a full-on weeping angel. If I turn this picture around and there's somebody staring right at me, I'm going to scream. Okay. Yep, weeping angels. Australia is fake. It's a conspiracy by Doctor Who. just like birds. Birds aren't real. They're government drones. 100% joking, by the way. I think there was a thing. There was definitely it started with a Vine where there was a dude just screaming at onlookers that birds aren't real. They're a government surveillance device. And I looked him up. He's apparently still selling merch about birds not being real. Just like, good for you, my guy. Get that money. Speaking of which, if you do want to donate and you are currently on Twitch with me, there should be a donate button below. If you wanna support me as a small time creator, and if you want to help me fight off the fifth dimensional invasion that is happening in Australia. There was like a solid 5 seconds where I couldn't tell if that was a mirror or if it was like a glass. What is this building? There's just so much happening. And it's a shopping mall. So I'm going to go on to our next place. We are going to be going to Hyde Park. Not the one you're thinking of. This Hyde Park is named after the Hyde Park that is in London. Yeah. I totally trail off. What is happening? I'm assuming this is like an ancient flour grinder thingy. Could be something completely different. I don't know. Okay, we're apparently just phasing through walls now. Every picture takes me to an entirely different part of the building. And I can't tell if it's just Google being Google, or if it's just because Australia is that weird. Because, like, space doesn't exist in Australia. Only the fifth dimension. Why is this camera near the ground? I'm having a meltdown right now. What is happening? This is like knee height. This is definitely on like a tripod. Yep. But like, where's the person then? Did they just run and hide? Did they put it on like a timer? Did they like put it on a machine and they're just Okay, I'm having a meltdown. I'm changing. Ignore my meltdown. Meanwhile, just the cleaning and kitchen stuff is just hanging midair. Chat, let me know. Do you think Australia is real? Get some comments. Okay. But why, like, we can talk about the hammocks in a second. Why is the camera on the ground? Like, come on. They even had the grooves in they even put the grooves in the wood paneling. I mean, the hammocks look horribly uncomfortable. And there's a little miniature version of the city. Yeah, Australia is not real. And now we're the person. She's just staring at the wall. She heard me talking about how everybody's a fifth dimensional being, and now she's just trying to pretend like that's not, like, I'm the crazy one. And I didn't know I love really how buckets used to look. Okay. The X is 4 feet in front of us. How much do y'all want to bet that we go like 20 feet forward or into an entirely different room? We are in, I'm pretty sure, a different room. Nope, there's the bucket. We went like 10 feet forward. Okay. Looks like a Russian hat. That thing right in the middle. The Russians need the hat is so basic that they had to put an arrow be like this side up. Alright, we're going towards this person. Let's see how far away we go. We are in the stairwell again. Okay. We clicked on a person and we went to a stairwell. That person is the gateway to the 5th dimension. Public toilets. That's how I'm feeling right now. Right there. Public toilets. I didn't even say like pretty much any of my fun facts, but I'm done having a meltdown over that place. I really just wanted to go to this place because it has a very strange name. The Barangaroo Reserve. I guarantee I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but Walugo Park. When I first saw that when I was researching this, I was just like, they have a Waluigi Park. I'm just like, no, I just can't read. Yeah, Waluigi lawns. There is a red dot. There's a recorder. They know where we're at. Australia is currently the people who are hiding Australia. They're watching back now. What is this stream? I'm sorry. What is that building? I need to know what that building is. I care about nothing else until I find out what in the world this building is. Yeet. Well, cool. That shows me nothing. Okay, cool. On that note, I am going to be back here in just a few minutes. I am going to get a drink of water, and I'll be back as soon as I can. And I am back. Hello. We're picking up where we left off. I believe I was in the middle of a meltdown. No, I was getting past that meltdown. Meanwhile, we are going to Waluigi Park. So the Barangaroo Reserve was originally open to the public in 2015, so only about 6 years ago. But it's home to more than 75,000 native trees and shrubs. Hence why it's like a reserve. But it was named after the influential female indigenous leader at the time of European colonization. So, even though I've been kind of making fun of the name, it is an important person. Which, just a quick reminder, at roughly 6:30 Central Time, so 4:30 Pacific Time, I do want to start doing something I do want to start doing something a little bit different, because I do want to do what's called GeoGuessr, where you can pick from different lists, or you can just pick the entire world, where you're just placed somewhere on Earth, and you have to figure out where you're at. The Game Grumps that I mentioned earlier, whenever they did GeoGuessr, they did it like the wrong way, because they stuck with where they were given, and they just didn't move and they guessed. That's not how you're supposed to play. You're supposed to move around, look for landmarks, look for signs, anything, and then pick from there. And I'll get more into it later, assuming I can actually get it to work. Yeah. So there's a couple more places that I want to go to before that. This one being a zoo. The Taronga Zoo. Like I've said before, a lot of this is new to me. I don't know where to go for anything specific, so I'm kind of just gonna wander around and then hopefully see some animals. So I have this virtual reality game called Population 1. It's like basically Fortnite but VR. It's very slightly more complicated than that, but that's basically it. So every time that I see a window that's like eye level, I just have the like, I don't know, just the urge to break it so I can get in and get loot. It's a very strange urge. Meanwhile, this place is really pretty. That a scale? And it's blurry. There. I don't know what this is. Just double checking something right now. My internet is slowly nosediving. I'm starting to think that my internet just doesn't like Sydney. So let's go somewhere different. Let's go to the Rocks. Oh, for those wondering why NSW keeps popping up, whenever I look in Sydney. It's short for New South Wales. Because there's like different areas in Australia. I don't remember what they're called, but like they're basically similar to like the states in the United States. I think we're lost in, what was I looking up again? The rocks, right? So like this area is the rocks. But it comes from the rocky coast on the west side of Sydney Cove. So this right here. But that is the place where the convicts originally pitched their tents and was once home to the Gadigal. I believe it's pronounced Gadigal Aboriginal people. And then later became the country's first site of European settlement. So this area is generally considered like the same type of area as like Plymouth Rock, except this is where they actually landed. If you want to know more about what that means, look it up. Let's just say the history of Plymouth Rock in the United States is very rocky. I want to know about this Japanese restaurant. Like, I know that this area is very historical. I just want to see the Japanese restaurant. This tells me nothing. Okay. Let's go to the museum. We're going on a trip in a... I just got copyright flag just from saying that a little bit. Let's see. There is one particular house that is important. Why can I not? So Cadman's Cottage, it is one of the oldest still surviving buildings in Australia, and it was originally built in 1816. There's not really much to that I found on it. It's just an old building. I think it's just this. I'm trying to get more of a street view. Okay, the police. I wonder if we leave that here. I lost a building. How do you lose a building? For those who don't get that reference, yeah, old. Okay, there's the coat hanger in the background. Coffee. Nice. I don't really drink coffee. Not really a fan of the flavor. Why does this keep sending me to a place that is not the cottage? Do y'all just not want me to see the cottage? Is the cottage the actual portal to the fifth dimension? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, who just tuned in, I was having a minor meltdown earlier because the people just kept getting motion blur, and it just looked so weird to me. So I just made the joke that they were like fourth and fifth dimensional beings. But then it kept happening in different places, and there is a museum that we went to that the X's looked like they're only like 5 feet away, but they kept going to completely different parts of the building. So I was just having like a complete meltdown over it. I think this is the cottage. Considering that it's that basic lock, I'm gonna assume that that's the cottage. Bly and Barney Reserve. I want to check this place trees. Okay, a dude in a hat. Cool. So I got about 15 more minutes before I start doing that GeoGuessr. So I am gonna go. At this point, it's kind of a tradition to go to a cathedral. Oh, they're in college? That's cool. Okay, drone shot. Let's see it. Height warning, I guess. Might be a bit late, but you know. If it could load, that would be fantastic. There we go. That's a pretty shot. Yeah, that's 1,000% on a drone. Which, so I would love just to be able to go somewhere, take a drone, and then take these kind of shots. Because they're so incredibly pretty. And they show off way more than you could ever see with like a street view. Like, Google, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you should start investing in drones that can take the pictures, because that would be a billion times better. Like, keep the street view for like the people who are afraid of heights, but like definitely like invest in drone shots, because holy cow, this is pretty. It also gives you like a better sense of scale, because you get to see so much more. I love that fountain. It's just a car on the pave thing. Let's actually go inside the cathedral. Did it just drop me at the same spot? There we go. Okay, this is a person holding this camera up. It's like, did they bring a drone inside a cathedral? Like, in that respect. Okay. Do y'all remember there was a cathedral like 2 or 3 weeks ago where I was dealing with the same thing, where I just clicked an X and it took me to a completely random part of the cathedral. Like, it did not make sense. I would press to go forward, and I'd be going backwards. Here's, if Australia is indeed not real, I'm gonna run into the same problem. So let's find out. We're good so far. There's a person holding a person. Oh, TV. Imagine you go to church and just Dragon Ball Z is playing on the television. No. Blue Exorcist. I would gladly go to that church. As the name suggests, Blue Exorcist is an anime that has a little bit to do with the devil and the church and all that kind of crazy stuff. But it's like way darker. Well, not. What is happening? Did I just phase through the entire building? Yep. Australia's not real, confirmed. Yeah, I'm just straight up going through the building. There we go. But no, that show was very Well, it's also a manga series, but it's been on hiatus for months. I think the artist is in like dealing with some health issues, which I hope that they get to feeling better soon. What just happened? No background. Australia is not real. I refuse. Yep, we are. I. Australia is not real. One last place that I really want to go to because it is quick. I would love to be able to take the time to just travel through the Chinatown area. But if I'm gonna be doing GeoGuessr, I'm not sure that I have the time. We'll see if GeoGuessr works. If it doesn't, also height warning. I think I said that like a few times, but height warning, especially right now, especially considering the weird perspective that's happening. What is happening? What is this perspective? Finger. This dude is holding his picture at an angle. Well, I was saying, right. If we do have time or GeoGuessr just isn't working, I would love to just spend a few minutes going through the Chinatown area of Sydney. What is happening with this perspective? Like, why is it... What is happening? Okay. Y'all ever wanted to feel real vertigo? Whew. That's some Inception level. I guess the music that's playing in the background right now is like perfect for what's happening right now. This is hard to look at. Why is it so janky? Oh, whatever. So the Sydney Tower Eye, the building that we are currently in, it is 309 meters high. It's the tallest building in Sydney. It has a skywalk area, as you can clearly see, and somewhere in the building there is a 4D theater. That's right, 4D. Forget 3-dimension. Forget IMAX. They got a 4D theater. Which, if you've never been to a 4D theater, you definitely need to go to sometime in your life. They are awesome. Whenever my family used to live in California and we went to, I think it was Universal Studios, there was a Shrek 4D movie. Whenever we watched that, I remember growing up and the movies came out like in a really weird order. Because it was Shrek, and then it was Shrek 4D, and then there was Shrek 2, and I was just so confused because I thought the 4 was like the 4th movie, but then it switched back to 2, and then it wouldn't be until like the 3rd Shrek movie when I was just like, oh, the 4D is not a normal thing for people to watch. What was I saying? Right, 4D theaters, they are semi-interactable. Like, they do things in the theater that make you like kind of experience what's happening on the screen. There's only like really 2 parts that I remember for the Shrek 4D movie. There was one part that was like a chase scene where they just blew fans, and yeah, it was a chase scene and they blew fans at you, and they were like on horse and carriage and things like that. But then there's also this crazy part. I don't remember why, but like rats were released in the movie to do something, but then they like blew fans that were at your feet when you're not expecting it, so it felt like rats were walking around your feet, and it was just a terrifying experience. but 1,000% worth it. Because it felt like you're actually in a Shrek movie, which you know is every person's dream. I would love to be able to just parachute down to that area down there. Just like there. So apparently in Dubai, you can apparently just take. Oh, it's not called a squirrel suit. A wingsuit. You can apparently just take a wingsuit and just fly through the buildings. It's insane. Anyway, so I will be right back. I am going to try to get GeoGuessr to work, and I will be back as soon as I can. And I am back. So, apparently, GeoGuessr has wildly changed since I last played many years ago. It's apparently now mostly a premium platform where you have to pay a certain amount. I am not going to be doing that. I am going to be playing the free version, which is this. It is not very pretty, but I'm still going to try it because why not? So basically, this is how GeoGuessr works. You are plopped into just somewhere random in the world, and you have to figure out where you are. Whenever it is time, whenever you're ready to select, you find the place in the world. Scroll in. You try to get as close as you can. The closer you get to where you started, the more points you get. And I think the maximum is 5,000 points. And since this is a free map, I don't really have a way to specify where to go, so this is anywhere in the world. Based on that house, I'm guessing we are somewhere in Europe. Whatever this vehicle is definitely throwing me off. It's like a yield sign that is not telling me. Can I not even go forward anymore? Okay. Oh, I guess this is what we've got to work with. So we are driving on the right side of the road. So it's not going to be British unless this is some weird kind of... Okay, yeah, I'm not even on the road. I'm on like some kind of like bike lane. Wow, you cannot go very many places, can you? Okay. I'm going to guess that we are somewhere in France. And I apologize, I don't know geography super well. So if I say a country, it might take me a couple minutes to find that said country. We're definitely not going to be like right by Paris. We're going to be more towards the countryside. So I'm going to guess we're somewhere here. So I selected right there, and now I'm going to guess. The Netherlands. Okay, so at least I got the right continent. So at least yay that. So as you can see, I got 3683 points. There's a maximum of 5,000. I've never seen anybody get 5,000 points because I guess the game just doesn't like people. Ignore the ads on the side. Jeez, these ads are terrifying. Okay. I'll play next round. There's 5 rounds total. I cannot read. Right off the bat, I want to say Indonesia. I'm gonna guess it's probably not right though. Just because whenever I have that VR headset where I have a game that's called Wander, where it's pretty much just Google Street View. But whenever I do that, the dirt in that general area generally looks roughly this shade. But it also kind of looks like general Africa. Like northeastern Africa. If I could just get a language, then I could narrow that down. I don't recognize that, but I still want to say it's Indonesia. It's definitely, and obviously this area is like rural, so there's not really going to be any English signs. So I'm kind of just going to have to guess. I think Indonesia is over here. We're not by the water, so it's going to be more inland. So I'm going to go here. Oh, okay, we're in southwestern Africa. My bad. I was over 5,000 kilometers off. I was in India. Okay, that's what it was. My bad. Alright, let's go to the next place. Okay, I thought it gave me the same spot again. I was about to be angry. But, I mean, the place that dropped me off is not much better. I don't recognize any of this. Maybe I can get a license plate. Nope. So they have cars inside the building. But that tells me literally nothing. I have no idea where this is at, and I'm just gonna guess Africa somewhere. Okay. See, $2 a month. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this game, and then we're just gonna go back to Sydney, Australia. Drop me in a place like this. So it's gonna be a place where they don't really do. They're not gonna have like a cents equivalent. So why did that give me 3 different pictures of the exact same spot? I spent $2 a month for this. What is happening? They have a couple of them. Kind of looks like a mechanical rickshaw. So maybe Japan. I don't think the architecture just does not say Japan, and that's all it's going to be. I have 0 idea what this is, so I'm going to guess Japan, just based on the rickshaw-like thing. Let's go there. Sri Lanka, okay. I never would have guessed that. This is the last place on this list, and it dares have the audacity to give me a mountain. I have no idea where this is. Based on the red buildings, I'm guessing it's somewhere like Greece, maybe what's it called? Maybe Portugal. Yeah, I have no idea where this is. I'm gonna guess Greece. Somewhere on the map. Nope. That's the farthest I could have been. Wow. I am garbage at this. Play the same map again, really. Okay. I'm just gonna end the stream there. So, next week, I will not be on Twitch. Next week, I will be on Facebook. Because once a month, I do plan to stream on Facebook. Go check out my Facebook page, Learning Accumulation. Also check out the group that I will be live streaming to, Learning Accumulation live streams. Also be sure to check out all of my other stuff, Learning Accumulation on everything, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, I know I have more, I don't remember what the others are. So for those who will be at the live stream next week on Facebook, I will see you there. For those who are only on Twitch, I will see you in 2 weeks. So I will see you then. Bye!